We get asked a lot about what travel essentials someone would recommend or what they should buy someone if they have a traveler that they love in their life. We want to give you 5 travel essentials that any traveler could throw in their pack. So a gift for a traveler that they can actually bring with them and use the entire time. 4 out of the 5 items are under $25.
They are also of high quality, and we have, in the last 4 years, put that to the test in using these items. The suitcase is going to get tossed around in an airport and on airplanes.
It's going to get dirty and it's going to get dropped.
Yeah, so these things have to be durable, they have to be high quality. These are not just like something we just found on Amazon. These are things that we've been using for years.
We're going to include all the links in the descriptions below. If you'd like to use our link, we are Amazon affiliates. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help us stay on the road and traveling. So thank you for watching, and let's dive in. The first item on our list has to be the universal adapter. We use this every single day, every single country. I don't know what I would do without this. We have a lot of things that we need to charge. We have a lot of devices. We have microphones, we have cameras, we have our laptops.
So these are Epica travel adapters, $23 on Amazon. So basically on one side you have all the possible inputs that one could possibly have for their devices, and on the other end of it you have the outputs, which you select using these sliders. So you have a button that locks the sliders in place, and when you press the button it unlocks them, and then you can extend out whatever output you want to have given whatever country you're in, right? So it literally has all the possible options. We have not traveled to a country that this has not worked in, so
True.
Literally anywhere in the world, this is good. So both, all 3, I guess, outputs. You can also have 4 USB cables simultaneously and a USB-C. So it really is super useful. We use this every day. It gets tossed around. We try not to toss it around, but it does. And we can't live without it.
It also comes in different colors, which I actually like as well, because we're not fighting over it. We're not like,
oh, you lost your charger, this is my charger.
you know, like with your MacBook chargers or your iPhone chargers, like that happens all the time. Where you're like, no, it's my cable, and then you find your cable like buried at the bottom of your suitcase, and you're like, took his cable and I made a big deal about it. That's never happened though. So it's really nice. You just have one. When we first started traveling, we had like a whole bag of different attachments. And of course you needed at least 2 because we both work on our laptops all the time. We both want to charge our phone at night. So we had like 2 bags full of attachments. This is worth like 6 sockets. You can have 6 things plugged into this at one time. It hasn't blown a fuse. We've also been in some places that are kind of like dodgy, and some people have problems with like electricity surges. You can actually like fry your electronics because of an electricity surge if you're staying in a place where the electricity grid isn't super reliable. Never had a problem with this. There are more expensive ones. There's ones that cost like $100 and they look really nice. This one is $23. It gets like 8,000 positive reviews on Amazon. We've been using it for years, and I see no reason why you should spend more on something. This one works great. This is daily usage.
Forgot to mention, it actually comes in a little pouch.
Oh yeah, it does. Which is nice.
Which is nice. I have it somewhere.
It's good too if you put the pouch in your backpack. Then like once you see the empty pouch, you're like, oh, I forgot my charger. But you never forget. That's the other thing. You don't have like 4 different chargers plugged into your Airbnb all over the place and you forget one. Yeah. It's this. Just take this. And you can also just leave it in your suitcase. If you just go on a few trips a year, leave this in your suitcase. You never need to repack an adapter. You know that you have the right adapter. So that's the universal adapter. We use that every single day. The next item we don't use every day, but probably every week. And there's certain trips that like I can't even imagine us doing it without that. And that is a packable collapsible day backpack. So this one I think is a 16 liter. That one is a 20 liter. But we've also had these for years. I didn't think, we have tote bags and stuff like that. I didn't think that we would need something else, but these come in so useful. They're about $20. And what's awesome about them is it can fit a whole bunch of stuff. You can pack them up. This one comes with a little stuff sack here. Yours packs into its pocket, I think.
No, there's this.
Yeah, it's like a little pocket thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you did that a lot quicker than I did.
It's a lot easier. This one is easier to pack up. That one is smaller though.
Yeah,
That's
it's smaller in capacity as well, but I think this one is like, I don't know who couldn't fit this in their pack.
Yeah.
Now, in case you think that you're not someone who needs this, you probably do.
You do, yeah. You'd be surprised how much easier it is carrying groceries from the store. If you want to, run downstairs, if you're in the hotel and you want to take your laptop down to the lobby, you could throw it in one of these. If you need to go to the beach, you want to throw a couple things and go to the beach, you can shove your water bottle on the side. It's just so useful.
I think most people probably aren't doing full grocery shops on their trips like we are, but I will say beach days, hiking days, biking days, picnic days, sightseeing days even, workation days, and also you need to remember that not every country will just give you a bag for free when you check out of somewhere. Some countries have banned plastic bags, or they charge a fee, or they simply don't have them. Like sometimes you go to a market and you just want to do like some souvenir shopping or something like that. They don't have anything to give you. You have this, you just put your stuff in, it's great. Also, if you're the kind of person who likes to buy a few souvenirs or something on your trip, throw this in your bag. When you can't zip up your primary suitcase because you bought too much stuff, you take this out. It still counts as a personal item. So you can take your checked luggage, you can take your carry-on, and every airline allows you to have a personal item if it fits under the seat in front of you. And this absolutely fits in front of the seat in front of you. You won't get charged an extra fee as long as you don't already have a personal item. Also, the other thing that we really like about these is we opted for something that was water resistant. It's not waterproof, but there have been several times that we've been walking around, you get a surprise rainstorm, and it does keep the things inside of here relatively dry, which is really nice. So I think it's fantastic.
For $20, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
For the third item,
also for beach days, hike days, picnic days, any day in between, pack towel. I know what you're thinking. You're like, I don't need one of those. Yes, you do. Or your friend does. So we got this size, which is enough to kind of like, for me, wrap myself in and just cover everything that needs to be covered. The thing is, you don't think you need one of these. We bought these back in our backpacking days when we were like hiking Appalachian and stuff like that, where you actually needed a towel. We threw it in our pack at the beginning of this 4 or 5 year adventure that we're on right now, and we use this so often. It's about $10. I actually couldn't find this brand because while we've been nomadic for about 4 full years, we've had these for like 10 years maybe, and they still are, there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're so durable. But similar items on Amazon that I'll link in the description are about $10. They dry so quickly. They're easy to pack up. Ofer has his packed up in there. And they're really, really lightweight. So you can throw this in your day pack if you need to go on a beach or a hike. We've actually also used these on days when we've checked into Airbnbs and they're like, the towels aren't ready. And we're like, that's fine. We'll shower off, no problem. Or I just wanted an extra towel for my hair and they didn't give me one.
Yeah, so I've been going to the gym and they require that you bring your own towel in a specific one.
In several of them, they've required.
Yeah, it's very common.
Or maybe you just want to bring your own towel because you don't want you to do push-ups on a sweaty, dirty floor. They wash so well. I would recommend, we were just doing like a sniff test to figure out which one's mine that hasn't been to the gym and which one's his. So I think if I ever replace these, I would probably do 2 different colors because we are constantly, like I was just looking for my pouch. I do have the pouch, but he thinks that he might have packed it in his bag. Like that's constantly happening because we don't have a differentiating factor. So I would recommend if you're a couple or a family, buying a few different colors. But I'm telling you, I use this all the time. Again, if you want to go to the park and sit down, just something to put your butt on.
These are not very thick.
No.
These are for drying, and they dry quickly too for towels.
I've cleaned up some messes with this, let me tell you. And it washes out so well. Doesn't stain. It doesn't get damaged. It's a workhorse. That's what it is. Yeah. It's a workhorse of an item. And it takes up, again, very little room.
If you told me 4 years ago, like, you gotta have a pack towel, I'd be like, come on, like, I don't have room for a pack
I'd be like,
towel
the hotel has towels. The gym has towels. Everyone has towels. You want an extra towel sometimes. I guess you could get like a slightly bigger one, like width-wise, but I would really encourage you. I was looking on Amazon and they have a lot that are in a hard case. I think that the pouch like this is actually better because then it really, really easily fits into your bag. The hard cases look cool, but I would not do that personally.
Yeah, and this is made out of like a jersey material. You could wash this as well.
Mesh. It's like a mesh.
Yeah. You could wash this as well, the cover, not just
we
towel,
have, yeah.
which you should. It's the sort of item that you don't think you need, but you really just do.
$10, it's so easy. Just do it. Get a smaller one if you're not convinced. Maybe get a little smaller one, but it's one of my choices. One of my top choices.
Agreed.
So this next item is actually a touchy subject for me. I left this item at a cafe in South Africa and I can't get it anywhere else except for US Amazon. Yeah, this is my favorite water bottle I've ever owned. And we actually went through a few iterations on this trip alone. And I've tried the Swell water bottles and some of like the more expensive ones. It's this one.
This is truly the best water bottle. I love it. I use it instead of glasses. This is just what I drink out of every day, period. This is like the only vessel I need for water. So the things that I love about it, first of all, is actually the lid. The things that is great about this is it has this awesome handle that you can carry with one finger. That way, if you're carrying multiple things, you can still use your hands while carrying your water bottle.
It's so comfortable. It's really weird. It doesn't look comfortable, but I have like a little one that I got from a drugstore. It has a rubber handle, and it is so much worse than this. It just...
And then the next bit is this lid. So it has a screw and then sort of uncovers the mouthpiece. So you generally... Hiding the mouthpiece is awesome, it's a great thing to protect it from the elements. But the way they've designed this is you can actually just do it with one hand. So you don't need multiple hands to drink and undrink water. And this just like makes your life so much easier. So you can carry it easily.
Here,
you
hold this in one hand.
You can drink it.
And
I can hold it with the same hand. Whoops. Same hand, right? I mean, that's the point,
but now
right?
unscrew it with one hand.
I can unscrew
No.
it. Well, I can. It's complicated. Okay, so yeah, I can screw it.
Wow.
It's water.
I've never seen something like that.
It's amazing. First of all, 24 ounces is the right size. Why is it the right size? Because it's enough water. It's a good amount of water for if you're going on a good hike or whatever. You want to have a decent amount of water. But it's also not too big so that it doesn't fit in cup holders.
I had an 18 ounce and I actually really liked the 18 ounce as well because I felt like it wasn't too clunky.
But she's
to each their own.
She's wrong. That's okay. We forgive her. Additionally, it's also insulated.
We've had this out in like blazing sun on the beach and it stays cool in there.
Yeah.
It's only about $20.
It's $20.
It's a $20 investment that I think is worth it. You can also see some of where we've dropped it. I will say it makes so much noise when you drop this in an airport and people are very scared because it sounds really like...
Yeah, it's very loud.
It's really loud.
But
look, it's really kept together really well because you can see the dings, but actually the casing hasn't chipped and you've put this... I don't think you're supposed to put this in the dishwasher, but we have. Yeah, it says hand wash only. We put this in the dishwasher all the time.
Whoops.
It's indestructible.
It feels indestructible.
And our fifth and final item, I really went back and forth on whether or not to make this a fifth item because while everything else has been $25 or less, this one is far more than that. This is for like a very good friend or for yourself. But it's gonna be the GoPro. it is also something that you might not think that you need, and that's fine. Or maybe you had one a few years ago, like one of the previous generations that had literally no screen on it. I think that's the first one that we had. We had like a Hero 2 or something, and we never used it. They've done a lot of updates now. So first of all, you have a back screen and a front screen. So if you ever, and you can put it on a stick, I should have gotten the stick. You can put it on a stick. It's super easy to just record yourself if you wanted to get some Instagram content or just like document your trip. I also like how discreet it is. You can just walk around with it. Sometimes you don't want to take a big camera or even your cell phone out to record certain things. And I'm not saying that I want your stuff to get stolen, but this is a version 9, which is now about $300. You can probably get it for even less when there's some sales going on. And the newest version is about $400. Compared to losing your phone, this will hurt a little bit less.
Feels a little typical of travel vloggers to recommend a GoPro. But you know what? It just fits what traveling encompasses in terms of capturing the experiences. For me personally, when I think of the GoPro, I think of underwater. But if you were ever in a scenario where you want to, you're by water, which happens really often.
It rains a bunch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to worry about rain.
Yeah, the waterproofing is, to me, what makes the GoPro like a must-have for traveling, right?
Also, since this is like maybe a gift for one of your favorite people on the planet, the cool thing about it is every year pretty much there's a new model. So even if someone already has a GoPro, if you get them the new GoPro, everyone is going to be happy with that. Like, this is the 9, I think it works perfectly. I'm not really ready to shell out several $100s to get the new one, but if someone gave me the new one, I would be very happy because every iteration they are improving the stabilization, they're improving the megapixels, they're improving the quality, they're improving, every year it gets a little bit better.
This is our 3rd GoPro?
This is our 3rd GoPro. That's the other thing too, actually. We kept the one prior to this, which I think was the 7 or maybe the 6. So we also have the other one, and that's nice too. Like, when we went to the Galapagos, we both had one of these. And so it's cool because you get to capture the other person in it as well. And sometimes like you see different things. It's
really good. If like you have 2 of them and you're going with a friend and you hand your friend a GoPro to have the experience together to like film it, whether it's any, again, water related activity, they would be like, oh, this is awesome. We both get to capture from different perspectives, and then you have better footage to then put it all together. And
I'm just not sure if the average person is like piecing together footage from multiple cameras.
I think they might be. I trust these guys.
Okay.
These guys, they know what they're doing.
We hope you feel inspired by some of our gifts and that you want to get some of them for your friends or for yourself. As we said, all of the links are in the description below. This is not our normal content, but it is something that we've just been wanting to put together for a while. And we'll be resuming our normal content next week with our Uganda chimpanzees episode, which is really cool. You should watch it. In the last episode, we went gorilla trekking. You should also check that one out too. Check them all out.
If you'd like for us to make another one of these videos with other items that we'd like to recommend, please let us know in the comments below.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Please subscribe.